What's going on, guys? Big welcome to you all to our channel. We are team crushing the meta today here with D-Boy, and as you see, we are with the 3 new cards that we have got, the Dudley cards from the new clan selection box volume 2. So these are the Sparkleless cards that we got that are new. Of course, we have the reprints that we got, as in the Brachy, Wonderboy, Commander Gary Cannon, the Perfect Guard as well, like these 4 cards, which we'll talk about in a minute as well. So nice to finally see these in full foiling, and they just look amazing. But before we get into those, let's talk about the new cards first. Let's also take like the SP and put it beside the Lucifer. As you see, these are the 4 new cards, or actually 3, and just a different version of Lucifer right here, which we could put the SP. And yeah, let's talk about them. So if you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And in this video, we'll just talk about how good these cards are and a little bit about the art as well. So let's start with let's just start with Lucifer actually right away. So if you guys don't know, Lucifer, of course, as in the old days, this is the way that he looked. And as in, this card always looked amazing for me, just the name Lucifer as being the devil. It's another lord, and it's a Dudley card. So there were a lot of elements into it, but we didn't really play Lucifer that much because we played more of the Dudley Emperor, Demonic Lord, because that card was just better, because it always gave you 2 extra attacks, and it was so good with the break ride. So Lucifer didn't really get that much playtime as in most parts, but it was always a good card and a nice card to have, and always the art looked amazing. When it comes to the new Dudley Lucifer, the art looks even better, the way that he looks, and now even having a full SP of him, you could see the shield, you could see the kind of the shield ball, whatever you want to call it, and then you see the fire all around him, which in here you don't really see the shield / ball there because it's behind the text, and in here you even see it even if the card is not full SP a little bit. And then they chose to make kind of a black flames right here. Well, with the new art, they actually just gave it the fire color. And the other thing that you see is, of course, with this SP, and you see it with this one even more, is that, of course, the SP is a little bit zoomed in. And in this, you really see it much. He's way more zoomed in. I actually kind of like this card more, as in he's a little bit zoomed out and you can see more. I mean, even right here you could see way more of the art, as in here they zoomed in a little bit. Like all of this flame on this side, you don't really see it. You see it from here onward, because it's just like they taken off the card. So I hope that we should stop zooming in on the cards. I actually like to have them zoomed out a little bit, even in the SP version. So that's about the art and comparing the SP to the non-SP. Of course, when you look at this, it's way more foiled. It's also a little bit like 3D made, as in you see that some parts of the card do not shine, or are less foiled than others. Well, with this it's a little bit different. It's of course all foiled, as even the body, well, on this is not, and the card just feels, of course, very different. So yeah, that's again the comparison between the two. So talking about Dudley Lucifer, just as in the skill of the card is just, of course, really good. It opens a whole new possibilities to spike with us, even in premium, because this card could actually give you a counter charge by soul blasting 1. And in standards, the soul is also very important, especially in the rising deck, and actually every deck that uses bull spike, because you don't want to go crazy and ham on soul charging. And so for that, you have to really make a choice of you wanting to use the ability or not. But it is really good to get the chance to do it or not to do it. The second ability of Lucifer is, of course, also very effective, as in playing it with the rising, because we don't have enough Dudleys as in cards, especially grade 3s, you have to choose another grade 3 that you want to add to the deck. And although you could actually play this card with the General Siegfried, as his first ability works very good with Siegfried, or you could just play it with Banner Dragger and Juggernauts and try to make a deck around it, it doesn't work because you really need to call Dudleys with his ability. So adding all of those Juggernauts and stuff are good in a Spiking Cyclone deck, in a Siegfried deck by itself, but not in a Demonic Lord Dudley Lucifer deck. So Lucifer will be best used with Rising, as in Rising could of course copy his ability and the ability of anything else, being a Siegfried, being a Bull Spike, being whatever, and with that you get more potential out of Lucifer. And although the second ability always needs to call a Dudley card out of your hand, in the future if we get more Dudleys then the card will even be better. But I'm assuming because now we're starting out with D, we will not really get that much support into V. And if we will, maybe it will be something different. Maybe we'll get 1 or 2, or maybe a promo that has Dudley in the card name, which is good. If we get a second grade 3, then we could build a pure Dudley deck. If we get another grade 2 or grade 1, which is Powerhouse, it's always good because you could play more Dudleys, and with that you have more chance of calling stuff out of your hand. So that's about Lucifer. The card you actually really want to call from your hand is of course the grade 2, which is Dudley Davey. Dudley Davey is, in my eyes, the name as in itself kind of looks or sounds like a girl's name, so I expected this to be a girl, but it's actually a boy. There's also a receiver. How do I know that? Because if you read the flavor text, he said let me see. The reason you lost is because you let me take the ball. So he is actually receiving the ball, and the other 2 dudes, or dude and girl, I don't know, behind him, this pretty much looks like a girl player, and that's a boy. But he's kind of receiving the ball, taking it off them. So that's why he's saying, yo, you're losing or you lost. And the reason for that is because I picked up the ball. And there are lots of details on the card that you could actually see. As one of the things that I did not expect this card to have is a tail. You see right there that the card has, he has a tail. And that's one of the things that said also a demon. So he is a demon, he's not an orc, he is not a human, not a warcry, he's just a demon. And you could see that from the small details like the horns he has on his head, and also the tail. Some other things that you can see that the art is very Dudley like. You see lots of things coming back, as in the skull, as in the side, as in the tattoo, as in the like the stuff he's wearing. You see that again, it's very Dudley like. And I do really like this art. It's kind of different and a little bit more punky than the other art that we have received for Spike Brothers in the V series at least. So I'm really happy that Bushrod did take this approach. The card itself has 2 abilities, 2 very strong abilities. To start with, the second one is whenever a force marker is put on this unit's circle, you may soul charge 1. So you pretty much, whatever a marker is put on him, you go soul charge. But that also activates when you ride. Like when you ride and you place a marker, you place it on the like underneath this card, you already get the soul. And because it's once per turn, it doesn't really matter when you do it, because you could only activate the ability once. And with that, you could actually get the soul charging going just like that. The first ability is, of course, when placed, you count +1 and you search your deck for up to 1 non-grade 2 Dudley card and you call it. Which means if you combine this with the Lucifer, then pretty much when you call 1 card from your hand with the Lucifer's second ability, you could pretty much use that ability to call Davey if you have it in your hand. And if you do, then Davey could get you even another card. And with that, that's what makes Lucifer better than the Spiking Cyclone, is because with Lucifer you could kinda try to call Davey from your hand, and Davey could give you 1 more attack. So this deck could make 1 more attack, extra attack if you compare it to the Spiking Cyclone deck. And if you guys really want to see the full comparison of these two units and the two playstyles, you can check the link that I will put in the description section below, where I actually talk about the comparison of the two decks. If you want to see a deck profile, then you could see the old one, but I will be making after this video a video to talk about how the deck looks like, and maybe you guys could help me out build it. So that's actually it about Dudley Davey. Now we get into William, and one thing that I actually saw about William is when I saw the card in real life is the wings. At the first glance I didn't really see it, but now that I have the cards like really in front of me, I can see it very clearly. And the thing about this, the wings that I saw right away also come back in the flavor text, as he said, "Did you think you will be safe in the air?" As he's saying, yo, although lots of Strike Order cards cannot fly, I could, and you're not safe even in the air. So that's actually pretty cool, that he's saying that. And also the art on the wings, everything looks really good. And this is another card that is also very Dudley-like. Now you see the hair, which I thought it was gray, but it's kind of blue. The outside of the wings is kind of a mint green, and the inside of the wings is also very, very well made, as in purple, combined with the silver coloring and the blackness, of course, the same as his trousers. As you can see, those colors coming back, and also really neat art and very clean. You can see the shininess on it. It's really deserving of a triple R. And the two ability on William are both very good in the Dudley deck, but even not in the Dudley deck, as when you ride on the top of him, he comes out of your soul. Although it's kind of a -1 on soul, because of his first ability, you get that back whenever you get into the grade 3. As he said at the end of the battle, that this boosts, put it into your soul. And if you do, you choose one of your units and you move all of the force markers on your circle to that unit, which means he could kind of give you a Bull Spike ability for one attack, but he kind of saves you 2 soul, right? Because he goes into your soul, that's soul charge 1, and because he moves the markers without you having to use the soul, that's another soul. So even if he comes out of your soul in that game, he's actually still a soul charge 1. And if you don't have Bull Spike for some reason, then this could actually act as a Bull Spike for maybe your last attack, or maybe when you finally want to move the markers to something like a Davey, which you will also get the soul back out of it. So William right here is a way better card than people think. And in the deck that I will be building, I will just play 4 William, 4 Davey, and of course 4 Lucifer. Alright, so that's about the 3 new cards, 4 if you count the SP. So what about the older cards, as we see right here? So first of all, let's talk about the Brachy. And let's take out the old Brachy and put it beside it, and we could see right away the big difference. So we have right here a beautiful old Brachy, as in just being a rare, and now we could actually compare the two. I'm just looking at these cards right here and now with you guys, so I haven't really got the time to look them up and to compare them. From what we can see right here, it's not zoomed in, it's the exact right, of course, because it's not an SP. The flavor text is a little bit different actually, because the old one said the match is decided with the explosive strength, while the new one actually has a different text, which I actually didn't know. A real ace can make it work in any team. Interesting. A real ace could make it in any team. That's actually kind of really interesting to have Brachy say that. So he's not really giving a shit about which team he's playing. He's playing it. He always give it his all. And yeah, you could see right here how beautiful the shininess is of the triple R comparing to the rare. In my eyes, Brachy and Wonderboy and even Commander Gary Cannon always have deserved to be a double R or more, and Brachy and Wonderboy definitely a triple R, because as they were from the first set of Spikebless from the V series, we still play them in most of our decks because they are so good. With soul charging, they are so good, just being powerhouses, and cards like Wonderboy could always be good in premium, in standard, in everything you play. So I'm very happy to have them in triple R foiling. There's actually nothing else. You can see that the colors of this card are a little bit more bright because they are less shine, and we will see that on the Wonderboy as well, as this looks like very white, like, well, this one has of course the shyness into it, and that's pretty cool because right here this is very plain and bland, while in here you could really see like it looks like Warwind behind him, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm definitely very happy to have these in this amazing, beautiful foiling. Now let's talk about Wonderboy. So Wonderboy right here is one of the cards that I was so surprised to see it in rare. Why is that? Again, because the card is really impressive as in what it does. It not only gives you soul, but it also gets power, and it just recycles stuff. So in premium and in standard, it's one of the cards that we keep using because it's really so damn good and so damn impressive. Again, about the art, of course, these cards are not zoomed in, and none of them because they are not SP, so I don't have to talk about that. For the colors, is of course the same, but we really see more of the people behind him right there. You could really see them here like more coming alive because of the foiling. The colors are a little bit darker, but not too much, not the same as Brachy. Brachy was way darker. And the flavor text is of course also different, as this one said almost the same thing as the old Wonderboy, which is electricity arcs through the air, and I think the old one said something about, again, the electricity through the field or something like that. Let me see if I could get the old Wonderboy, and we could compare him a little bit. Oh, there he is. Here we go. Yeah, electric shock runs through the field. That's what the old one said. I thought so. Something about electricity and field. So this one almost said the same thing. Well, let's see what the new one actually said. The new one said, "Don't miss the stunning play," which is very different than what the old one said and also what this one said. So that's kind of interesting to have it say, again, a whole different kind of a flavor text. And everything else looks actually very clean. Nothing wrong with the card, no misprint from what I could see. I didn't really look that much into the cards yet before you guys. Yeah, actually looks really good. Looks really well done. Again, a card that is definitely triple R worthy in my eyes. I think in yours as well. I don't think that you guys think that Wonderboy doesn't deserve to be a triple R. There is another card, of course, in here as well that's, in my eyes, also deserves to be, again, at least a double R, and that's of course Commander Gary Cannon. Some of you guys maybe don't agree with me on this, but I have always been a big fan of Commander Gary Cannon. Why? Because the card actually puts a lot of pressure on your opponent, but also it's just good because it gives you the cards back into your hand, it gives you soul, and gives you just the first attack that you make with Commander Gary Cannon, like on your grade 1 and grade 2 turns, is really good. Just put this behind the Vanguard or Vanguard and try to hit them hard. And right here, of course, again, no zoomed in bullshit. The foiling, really cool, although this doesn't really have lots of elements into it that really needs the foiling. The card still looks and is a little bit thicker. The text, of course, is very different, as in the old one said, there is no need to compensate for any weakness, just do what you're good at. So it's kind of very cool, as he's trying to say, yo, hey, you don't really have to compensate for any of the weaknesses that you have, you just really need to do what you do best and do the alright. So he's trying to make more of a team spirit out of it. While the new one said, our tactics are different, your third-rate commander. Oh damn, boy. Oh, this is really bitchy. So our tactics are different, you third-rate commander. Oh yeah. Again, the new card is actually a little bit more bitchy than the older one. I did not expect that. I mean, yes, okay, from a Brachy, but not from a Commander Gary Cannon. It's kind of just saying to the others like, yo, I'm better than you. Okay, Commander Boy. Okay, I see you. And then of course we have the last but definitely not least, which is also the TPG Merlin. So from the double R to the triple R, we will compare it to the triple R, and of course this should have again another flavor text. But the thing that I'm very interested in is, of course, we already had a reprint and we already had a triple R out of her. So are these two cards look very different? Well, yes, the flavor text looks different. Anything else? What do you guys think? Actually, they look very similar. This one is better on the colors. It looks a little bit darker, but just a little bit more into it. Like you see her face is very white on this one. Well, on this one she does have a little bit of coloring into it. But I would say the big difference is just the flavor text, actually. Nothing different. Alright, so the flavor text of the old one said, keep your smile, go for it. Keep your smile, go for it. Well, the new one, alright, so she is kind of trying to say, about time to think about a new call. Again, why are these cards so bitchy and sassy? I don't get it. I like it though, but why? So yeah, most of the new flavor text are actually just showing the true colors of Spike Brothers as it being a bitchy clan. And I like to say I don't mind. I like them being a little bit sassy and like a little bit showing like, yo, this is our true color and we don't really give a about everything. Okay, so having the new cards right here, of course, that will help me to build the Dudley deck for you guys, and I just can't wait to try it out in real life against the real opponent. Although I have played the deck with the reprints, but it's definitely very different when you have the right cards and you're really trying to build the deck. From my experience with the deck, again, if you guys haven't seen the video that I made, the deck profile, but also just the comparison video between this and the Spiking Cyclone deck, you can check it out. But again, the video will be uploaded again with the new cards, as not the prints, but just the original cards. And with that, we'll talk about the deck a little bit. We'll just do a deck profile, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it as well. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for enjoying this video with me and just opening or kind of showing the new cards and how they look like and comparing them to the older ones, also the reprints. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and till next time.